कमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन् इति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमोऽस्तुते तप्त काञ्चन गौरांगी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघायते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्यमीश्वरम्। Hare Krishna. So welcome all the devotees to today's Chaitanya Charitamrita session, Madhya Lila, chapter 24, text 141. I will read the first sloka, then others can read one by one. Raise their hand so that I can call your names and we can continue reading this nectar. Hare Krishna. Text 141. येन्येरविन्दाक्षविमुक्तमानिनस् त्वय्यस्तभावाद् अविशुद्धबुद्धयः आरुह्य कृच्छेन परं पदं ततः पतन्ति अधो नादृतयुष्मदङ्घ्रयः. Translation and purport by Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. O lotus-eyed one, those who think they are liberated in this life but are without devotional service to you are of impure intelligence. Although they accept severe austerities and penances and rise to the spiritual position to impersonal Brahman realization, they fall down again because they neglect to worship your lotus feet. This verse is from Srimad Bhagavatam 10.2.32. So this verse, Srila Prabhupada gives the reference from 10th canto, 2nd chapter, 32nd shloka. And as we all know, this particular section is the explanation of the Atmaram verse by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Srila Sanatana Goswami. And we will see after 2-3 shlokas further, he starts explaining that shloka meaning in different ways. So this particular translation that we read just now, it is the conversation between Brahmaji and the demigods and the Lord. So the demigods, they are saying that what happens to those people who are approaching the Lord through different other processes other than Bhakti Yoga. What happens to them? So the demigods are saying, they are praying to the Supreme Lord, O lotus-eyed one, those who think that they are liberated in this life, but they are not engaged in devotional service. What happens? Even if they are engaging in different austerities and penances and rise even up to the spiritual platform of impersonal Brahman realization, they still have to fall down again because they neglect to worship your lotus feet. So the glory of devotional service is stressed here. Unless we engage in the devotional service unto the lotus feet of Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, we have to come back again into this material world. Sudha Mataji, text 142.
Hare Krishna Mataji,
Hare
Pranam.
Krishna. Pronounce.
येषां पुरुषं साक्षात् आत्मप्रभावमीश्वरं न भजन्ति अवजानन्ति स्थानात् नष्टा पतन्त्यदा. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. If one simply maintains an official position in the four varnas and ashramas, but does not worship the Supreme Lord Vishnu, he falls down from his puffed up position into a hellish condition.
I request not to scribble on the screen. Yes, Mataji.
But does not worship the Supreme Lord Vishnu, he falls down from his puffed up position into a hellish condition. This is a quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam 11.5. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. So if one simply remains in the four varnas and ashramas and continues their duties as Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, and Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyasi, but does not worship the Supreme Lord Vishnu, then what happens? Because of this puffed up position, one has to fall again down into the hellish condition of life. So this is the importance of worshipping the Supreme Lord and the glory of devotional service. Text 143, Chandana Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Bhaktye mukti paileha avashyak krishnera bhajaya. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. When one is actually liberated by executing devotional service, he always engages in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So this is the glory of a person who is engaged in devotional service. Automatically, one becomes liberated. That is the glory of devotional service. Swati Mataji, 144.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare
Muk-
Krishna.
मुक्त्यापि लीलाय विग्रहं कृत्वा भागवन्तं भजन्ते. Translation by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Even a liberated soul merged in the impersonal Brahman effulgence is attracted to the pastimes of Krishna. He thus installs a deity and renders the Lord service. Purport. This quotation from Shankaracharya's commentary on the Narsimha Utapani Upanishad. Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. So, as we all know, who is the example in the Bhagavatam where he was on the platform of a Brahman realized soul, but still, after hearing some shlokas, he became attracted to that person, that is Lord Krishna, and he thus became, sorry?
Sukadeva Goswami.
Yes, Srila Shukadev Goswami. Very nice. So I would like to share that shloka from 10th canto, which when Shukadev Goswami heard from the disciples of Srila Vyasadeva, he became so much attracted to that personality whose description was being sung. That is 10th canto from Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, 21st chapter, 5th shloka. 10.21.5. Barhapidam natavaravapu karnayo karnikaram bibhradvasa kanakakapisham vaijayantim chamalam randhran veno radharasudhaya purayan gopavrindair vrindaranyam swapadaramanam pravishad gita kirtihi. Translation. wearing a peacock feather ornament upon his head, blue karnikara flowers on his ears, a yellow garment as brilliant as gold, and the Vaijayanti garland, Lord Krishna exhibited his transcendental form as the greatest of dancers as he entered the forest of Vrindavan, beautifying it with the marks of his footprints. He filled the holes of his flute with the nectar of his lips, and the cowherd boys sang his glories. Hari Bol. So, as this shloka was uttered, the description of Krishna, his transcendental form, and his glories attracted the heart of a Brahmavadi, even though externally engaged in the Lila of a Brahmavadi. Shukadev Goswami became attracted to this form and to this description of the Lord. So, this shloka, as we are reading just now, even a liberated soul. This is the explanation of Atmaram. Atmaram also means one who is very satisfied, self-satisfied. Even a liberated soul or Atmaram person, Mukta person who is liberated in the impersonal Brahman effulgence is attracted to the pastimes of Krishna. He thus installs a deity and renders the Lord service. Let us go to the next shloka, 145. Shobha Mataji.
Hare Krishna, pranams
Hare
Mataji,
Krishna.
Krishna
Pranam
Kaviraj
Mataji.
Goswami ki jai. Ye Ichaya Atma Rama Krishnera Bhajaya Pritak Pritak Chakare Ya Apira Atakaya. Translation to A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. These 6 kinds of Atma Ramas engage in the loving service of Krishna. The varieties of service are indicated by adding cha, and they also bear the meaning of api, indeed, purpose. There are 6 kinds of Atma Ramas, the neophyte student sadhaka. One who is absorbed in Brahman realization, Brahma Maya. One who has already attained the Brahman position, Prapta Brahmalaya. One who desires to be liberated, Mumukshu. One who is liberated even in this life, Jiva Mukta. And who is self-realized, Prapta Swarupa. Haribol, thank you, Mataji. Pranam.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So, from this shloka onwards, the Atma Rama verse explanation begins. So, first of all, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives the 6 kinds of Atma Ramas. Atma Ramas means those who are aspiring to go beyond this material world. That is, those who are transcendentalists. Amongst them, there are 6 kinds. Which are they? First is neophyte students, that is sadhakas. Second is those who are trying to get absorbed in the Brahman realization, that is Brahmamaya. Then third are those who have attained the Brahman position, Prapta Brahmalaya. And fourth are those who desire to get liberated, that is Mumukshu. And fifth is even within this life, they are liberated, having attained the Brahmabhuta platform, that is Jivan Mukta. And the 6th kind is the self-realized souls who are Prapta Swarupa, who have realized their spiritual identity. So these different categories of self-realized souls or Atma Ramas or transcendentalists, they all engage in the loving service of Krishna. The varieties of service are also indicated by adding cha. Cha means also. And the word api means indeed. So the word cha gives the indication that there are many varieties of services that can be offered by the Atma Ramas to the Supreme Lord Krishna, right? So let us go to next 146. Padma Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Atma Ramascha api अपि करे कृष्ण अहेतुकी भक्ति मुनया संत इति कृष्ण मनसे आसक्ति. Sorry, Mata.
No problem.
Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The 6 kinds of Atma Ramas render devotional service to Krishna without ulterior motives. The word Munaya and Santa indicate those who are very much attached to meditating upon Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So, Munayaha and Santaha are those who are very much attached to meditating upon Krishna. And these 6 kinds of Atma Ramas, what is their speciality? They render devotional service to Krishna without any ulterior motives. That is Ahaituki Bhakti. So sometimes this question comes that are we as sadhakas engaged in pure devotional service? Because right now we are not pure. We are having so many material desires and we have so many anarthas. But the fact that our motives are clear and our motive is not to ask for material benefits from the Lord, but our motive, our mood is to serve the Lord and please Him. Then it is, even though we are in the sadhaka stage or neophyte stage, then our devotional service is pure devotional service. That is, we are on the path of pure devotional service. Although we are not pure, but our motive is pure. That is to please Krishna, Guru and Krishna. So text 147, Sudha Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
निघ्रन्त अविद्यहीना निघ्रन्त अविद्यहीना केह विधिहीना यहाँ यही युक्त से हरतेरा अधीना. Translation by Divine Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The word Nikranta means without ignorance and devoid of rules and regulations. Whichever meaning fits may be applied. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. So, Nirgrantha, Atma Ramascha Munayo, this verse talks about these different words which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is explaining to Srila Sanatan Goswami. So first he explained the 6 kinds of Atma Ramas, then Api, Cha, and now he is explaining Nirgranthaha means without ignorance. Means a person who is beyond ignorance, who has given up agyan, ignorance. And also another meaning is which is devoid of any rules and regulations. So Sanskrit language is such that it has each word has multiple meanings. So according to the context, one can take the meaning as it is applied. So whichever meaning fits there may be applied. Similarly, Nirgrantha means without ignorance, and also it means devoid of rules and regulations. So whichever fits in which context, that can be applied. 148. च शब्दे करि यदि इतरेतर अर्थ आर एक अर्थ कहे परम समर्थ. The use of the word cha in different places produces different meanings. Over and above them, there is another meaning that is very important. So cha means and also many other different meanings. So according to the meaning and according to the context, it is important to take the meaning. Chandana Mataji, 149.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Atma Ramasya Kari Bharachaya Pancha Atma Ramachaya Chakare Luktahaya. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Although the words Atma Ramascha would be repeated 6 times simply by adding the word cha 5 times, or 5 Atma Ramas are deleted. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Since cha means also or and, so instead of saying 6 times Atma Rama, Atma Rama, Atma Rama, Atma Rama, the 6 kinds of Atma Rama, just by adding Ch after Atma Ramas, the 5 Atma Ramas are not required to be written. So this is what it means. Atma Ramas Ch means all the Atma Ramas, all the 6 Atma Ramas. Text 150, Padma Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
एक आत्मा राम शब्द अवशेष रहे, एक आत्मा राम शब्दे छाया जन जन कहे. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Therefore, there is no need to repeat the word Atma Rama. One is sufficient, and that one word indicates 6 persons. Thank you, Mataji.
Yes, thank you. Hare Krishna. Padma Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Just now you read, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Mataji. Sudha Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी प्रणाम. एक आत्मा राम शब्द अवशेष.
Next one, Mataji. 151.
ओके. शारूपाणाम एक शेष एक विभक्तौ उक्ता. सॉरी Mataji, is 152 up to this side, Mataji? No, 151.
No, 151. This one, Mataji,
Okay.
which is on the screen.
Sarupanam eka shesha eka vibhaktau. No, what is the meter, Mataji, for this?
You can just say like Bhagavatam Shloka.
Okay,
Sarupanam ekashesha. Sarupanam ekashesha. No. Same like what we are reciting. Sarupanam ekashesha eka vibhakta uktarthanam. Only that first line is our CC meter. Then you can just say it. Sarupanam ekashesha eka vibhakta uktarthanam aprayogaha ramascha rama itivat.
Sarupanam eka shesha eko vibhaktau uktarthanam aprayoga ramascha rama itivat. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Of words having the same form and case termination, the last one is the only one retained. For example, the word Rama is used to stand for Ramascha, etc. Purport. This is a quotation from Panini's Sutras 1.2.64. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. So since this is like a grammatical explanation, there is no verse like usual. So that is why there is some meter in discrepancy. But what we can understand from this shloka is this explanation is given from the Panini Sutras. That is a Sanskrit dictionary, Sanskrit grammar. According to that, if 3 times we have to write something, for example, Ramascha, instead of writing 3 times, if we just say Ramaha, it's not Ramaha, it is Ramaha, means plural. So instead of writing 3 times, we just write the plural only once, which means many Rama. So of words having the same form and case termination, the last one is the only one retained. So this is little technical grammatical explanation. So even if we don't understand, no problem, just we will understand that this also is a form of writing in the shloka according to the grammar explanation. Text 152. Swati Mataji.
Sabe sakaratai saumuchayakaya atma ramasya munayasya krishnera jaya. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. By the aggregate use of word cha, it is indicated that only the Atma Ramas and saints are serve and worship Krishna.
Very good. So just like sometimes we say na, that vagere vagere or ityadi or etc. All these things, different things, etc. So similarly in Sanskrit, the word cha indicates many things, varieties, also, and. So the aggregate use of the word cha in the shloka, Atma Ramascha, Munayascha, indicates that there are many Atma Ramas and many saintly persons who serve and worship Krishna. Yes, Gandharvika Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Dhanavad Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
153.
Yes, Mataji. Nirgranthapirai api sambhavane.
निर्ग्रन्था अपि रे अपि संभवने
Isat. Yes, ma'am.
सात अर्थ प्रथमे करिलु न व्याख्याने. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Mataji, just a minute. Mataji, I am unable to scroll my screen.
Okay.
For few
Api,
words
okay, no problem, Mataji. Api added to the word nirgranthaha is used for exposition. Thus, I have tried to clarify 7 meanings of the Atma Rama verse. So the 6 meanings are already taken, and this is the 7th meaning, that is api is also added to the word nirgranthaha. Nirgrantha api urukrami, right? So let us recite this Atma Rama verse together so that we know which verse we are talking about. This comes in the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th chapter, 10th shloka. Srimad Bhagavatam, one point 7.10. Yeah. Suta Uvacha. Let me share the shloka. Suta Uvacha. Atma Ramascha Munayao. Nirgrantha api urukrame. Kurvanti ahaitu kim bhaktim. Itham bhuta guno harihi. Let us recite 2 more times. Padma Mataji, you would like to recite? Padma Mataji.
Yes, Mataji, 1 minute.
Hmm.
Okay, enlarge the screen. I can see it.
Okay. Let me enlarge.
Hey Krishna, shall I, Mataji?
Yes,
Okay, later
Mataji.
go, Mataji.
Meanwhile,
Yeah.
Text 10.
Can I go ahead meanwhile, Mataji, till she's
Utavacha
Yes.
Atma Ramascha Munayo Nirgranta Api Urukrame Kurvanti Ahaituki Bhaktin Nittam Bhota Guno Hari.
Very
Hare
good.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yes. Anybody
Can
else
I
would
recite?
like to recite? Yes,
Can
Mataji.
I recite?
Yes, Sudha
Sutta
Mataji.
uvacha Atma Ramascha Munayo Nirgranta Api Urukrame Purvanti Ahaitu Kim Bhaktim Ittam Bhota Guno Harihi. Thank you, ma'am.
Mataji, you can read the translation also.
Okay, Mataji. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. All different varieties of Atma Ramas, those who take pleasure in Atma or spirit self, especially those established on the path of self-realization, though freed from all kinds of material bondage, desire to render unalloyed devotional service unto the personality of Godhead. This means that the Lord possesses transcendental qualities and therefore can attract everyone, including liberated souls. Thank you.
Hari Bol. Hare Krishna. So now we are able to relate what the Lord is trying to explain. Atma Ramascha. This is what we saw till now. There are 6 kinds of Atma Ramas, and Cha means also, or indicates many more varieties of saintly persons. Munayo means those who are saintly persons. Nirgrantha means without ignorance. Api also means also, or many varieties. So these are all kinds of transcendentalists and saintly persons who are without ignorance or who are established on the path of self-realization. They also. So till now, we have completed 7 kinds of explanations, hearing from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself. Now we go further. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explains to Srila Sanatan Goswami further in text 154. Yes. What is RAD? What is your name, Mataji? RAD?
Radhika.
Radhika Mataji. Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, sorry.
Please read. No problem.
अंतर्यामी उपशाखा आत्मा राम कया सेई आत्मा राम योगीरा दुई बेद हया. Hare Krishna. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. The yogi who worships the superior soul within himself is also called Atma Rama. They are of 2 types of Atma Rama yogis. Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So as we see, Atma Ramas Cha. There are 6 kinds of Atma Ramas, and Cha means there are many more. So those yogis who worship the super soul within himself, they are also called Atma Ramas. And there are 2 types of such yogis who worship super soul within themselves. So let us see that. Dr. Karpagavalli, text 155.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare
Dandatana.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. 145. Sagarba, Nigarba, Ei Haya Dui Beda, Yeka Dina Bede, Chaya Di Beda. Translation by Prabhupada ki Jai. The 2 types of Atmarama yogis are called Sagarba and Nigarba. Each of these are divided into 3. Therefore, there are 6 types of worshippers of the Super Soul. Purport, shall I read, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji, please go ahead.
The purport by Prabhupada ki Jai. The word Sagarba yogi refers to a yogi who worships the Super Soul in the Vishnu form. The Nigarba yogi worships the Super Soul without form. The Sagarba and Nigarba yogis are further categorized. Sagarba Yogaru Rukshu and Nigarba Yogaru Rukshu. Sagarba Yogaruda, Sagarba Yogaruda, and Sagarba Prapta Siddhi, and Nigarba Prapta Siddhi. Thank you, Mataji.
Thanks, Mataji. Hare Krishna. So basically, those yogis who are in the initial stage of trying to approach the super soul, then those in the middle stage who are in the process of yoga, and third are those who have attained the yoga platform of seeing the Paramatma within themselves, right? So these are the 3 stages, and at each stage, one kind of yogi is one who sees or worships the super soul in his form, with a form, and that is called Sagarbha yogi, whereas another yogi worships the super soul without the form. That is Nigarbha yogi. So the stages are 3, and there are 2 kinds of yogis. So there are 6 kinds of categories of these 2 yogis, and these are given here. Then text 156. Now, even though these yogis are trying to worship that super soul, either with form or without form, even they can get attracted to Krishna. That is the explanation. That is the glory of this Atma Ramascha Munayo verse. Yes, Sudha Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, pranam. केचित् स्वदेहान्तर्हृदयावकाशे प्रादेशमात्रं पुरुषं वसन्तं चतुर्भुजं कञ्चरताङ्गशङ्क गदाधरं धारणाय स्मरन्ति. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Some yogis think of the Lord within their hearts as measuring about 6 inches. The Lord has 4 hands in which he holds a council, club, disc, and lotus flower. Those who worship this form of Vishnu within the heart are called Sagarbha yogis. Thank you,
Yes.
Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. So the first category is explained here. Who are the Sagarbha yogis? Those who worship the super soul having a form. And what kind of form? The Lord with 4-handed form, holding conch shell, club, disc, and lotus flower. And this is the Sagarbha yogi. Text 157. Shameshwari Lila Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी दंडवत प्रणाम.
Hare Krishna.
एवं हरं भगवती प्रतिलब्धा भावो
Evam haro bhagavati pratilabdha no sorry. Evam haro bhagavati pratilabdha bhavo
एवं हरं भगवती प्रतिलब्ध भावो
bhaktya dravadridaya utpulaka pramodat
भक्त्या द्रवड
dridaya
दृढया उत्पलका प्रमोदता
outkanthya bashpa kalaya muhur ardamanas
औत्कण्ठ्य बाष्प कलयो मुहुर्र्ध्यमानस्
tachapi chitta badisham shanakairviyunkte.
तच्चापि चित्तं पडिशं शङ्कैर्वियुक्ते.
Haribol.
Translation. Mataji, can you please scroll up the screen?
Is it okay?
Yes, Mataji. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. When one is in ecstatic love with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one's heart is melted by Bhakti Yoga and one feels transcendental bliss. There are bodily symptoms manifest, and due to eagerness, there are tears in the eyes. Thus, one is subjected to spiritual bliss. When the heart is overly afflicted, the meditative mind, like a fishing hook, is gradually separated from the object of meditation.
Haribol.
At
Hare
first,
Krishna.
this
Thank
is
you,
also
Mataji.
a quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam 3.28.30. Thank you.
Yes, this is the shloka from Kapila Shiksha, where Srila Kapil Muni is telling Mother Devahuti about the ecstatic love for the Supreme Personality of Godhead. What is that characteristic? When one attains Prema Bhakti, one's heart is melted by Bhakti Yoga and one feels transcendental bliss, because of which there is eagerness and there are tears in one's eyes, and one is subjected to spiritual bliss. When the heart is thus overly afflicted, the mind, which was previously attached to material objects, is now hooked, like a fish is hooked to the fishing rod, and now the person is separated from the sensory objects, which was the object of meditation before. So this is a very beautiful shloka about the mind, how a person who is on the pure devotional service platform, even though same mind, same body, but the mind becomes purified and it is hooked to the loving service of the Supreme Lord. Very beautiful shloka. Swati Mataji, 158.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Yoga rurukshu yoga roda prapta siddhi ara etina bhede haya chaya prakara. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. By these three divisions of advancement in yoga, yoga rurukshu, yoga roda, and prapta siddhi, there are 6 kinds of mystic yogis. Hare Krishna
Yes,
Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Just like previously was explained, these 3 different stages of yoga are for the mystic yogis. Text 159. Arurukshormuneryogam karma karanamuchyate yogarudhasya tasyaiva shama karanamuchyate. For those saintly persons who wish to rise to the platform of yogic perfection, the means consists of practicing the yoga system by strictly following its regulative principles and practicing the yoga postures and breathing exercises. And for those who are already elevated to this platform, the means consists of maintaining mental equilibrium, shama, by rejecting all material activity and practicing meditation to keep the mind on the Supreme Lord. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Texts 159 and 160 are from Bhagavad Gita 6.3 to 4. So, Lord Sri Krishna explains in the Bhagavad Gita 6th chapter, the Dhyana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, the process of Dhyana Yoga explains the different sitting postures and breathing exercises by which a yogi is able to go beyond the realm of material coverings, and he is able to situate his mind on the Supreme Lord on the Paramatma within the heart. So for those saintly persons who wish to rise to that platform of yogic perfection, what is the means what is their sadhan to achieve that? That is practicing the yoga system, dhyana yoga. And for those who are already elevated to this platform, the means or the sadhan is maintaining that mental equilibrium by constant meditation. Thus, the text 160 also describes the same theme. Yes, Sudha Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी प्रणाम. यदा हीनेन्द्रियार्थेषु न कर्मस्वनुसज्जते सर्वसंकल्पसन्न्यासी योगारूढस्तदोच्यते. Translation by Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. When a person is no longer interested in acting for sense gratification and when he renounces all material desires, he is said to be situated in perfect yoga, yoga rudha. Thank you, Mother.
Hare Krishna. So this is the second stage as we saw. First is yoga rurukshu, then second is yoga rudha. Means the person has come beyond the point of just trying to engage, but he is already engaged in the process of dhyana yoga. He is no longer interested in acting for sense gratification, and he deliberately renounces all material desires to be situated in the perfect yoga. So Krishna explains this in the 6th chapter in great detail. For our more information, we can refer to chapter 6 in the Bhagavad Gita. Text 161, Dr. Karpagavalli.
Thank you, Mataji. Text 161. Eyi chaya yogi sadhu sangadi hedupana Krishna bhaje Krishna guni Atrushta hana. Translation by Prabhupada ki Jai. When a purified yogi associates with devotees, he engages in Lord Krishna's devotional service, being attracted by the Lord's transcendental qualities. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. So we can see the Lord is trying to explain here that when even such a purified yogi who has undergone so many austerities and penances and engaged in the process of dhyana yoga, ashtanga yoga, trying to have different sitting postures and breathing exercises, even such a purified yogi, when he associates with devotees, he engages in Lord Krishna's devotional service. Why? Because he also gets attracted by the Lord's transcendental qualities. So that is the nature of Krishna's transcendental qualities. It can attract even the greatest liberated souls. Text 162. Swati Mataji. Swati Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Shasabdyapirat bano kahaya moni nirganta sabdera purvavat arthahaya. Translation by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The meanings of the words Sha and Api are applied here. The meanings of words Muni and Nirgrantha are the same as before. Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. So can somebody say what was the meaning of Muni? Muni means? We have seen this before. Muni means?
Self-realized.
Yes.
Self-realized.
Saintly persons. And Nirgrantha means? Nirgrantha means no ignorance or without ignorance. Right? So this Nirgrantha and Muni is again used here to indicate that these saintly persons also, who are without ignorance, or those who are trying to go beyond with Dhyana Yoga, they also are attracted to Krishna's transcendental qualities. Cha, api means they also. Next, text 163. We'll take this as the last shloka today. Yes, Shameshwari Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dhanavad Pranam. Urukrame अहैतुकी कथान.
Urukrame ahetuki kahan ko na artha.
Yeah, unable to read because the text is small.
Okay. I will
Yeah.
say, you can repeat, Mataji. I'll say two words. Urukrame ahetuki
उरुक्रमे अहैतुकी
kahan ko na artha.
कहाँ को न अर्थ.
Ei tera artha kahilu.
ए
Tera artha kahilu.
तेरा अर्थ कहिलु.
Parama samartha.
परम समर्थ.
Are you able to read?
Yes, now I am unable to enlarge the screen on my mobile. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The word ahaituki is always applicable to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Urukrama. In this way,
We cannot hear you, Mataji.
Shall I read, Mataji?
Yes, Mata.
The word ahaituhi is always applicable to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Urukrama. In this way, I have described 13 complete meanings of the Atmarama verse. Purport. The 13 meanings of the Atmarama verse mentioned here are based on the following meanings for the word Atmarama. Sadaha, the neophyte performer, Brahma Maya, one absorbed in the thought of impersonal Brahman, Prapta Brahma Laya, one who has actually attained Brahman perfection, Mumukshu, one who desires liberation, Jivan Mukta, 5 Jivan Mukta, one who is liberated in his life, 6 Prapta Swarupa, one who has attained his original constitutional position, 7 Nirgrantha Muni, a completely liberated saint, 8 Sagarbha Yoga Rurukshu, a yogi meditating upon the four-handed Vishnu form and desiring yogi's perfection. 9 Nirgarbha Yoga Rurukshu, one who's Nigarbha Yoga Rurukshu, one who is trying for perfection in impersonal meditation. 10. Sagarbha Yoga Ruda, one who has been elevated to the platform of yogic perfection by meditation on the Vishnu form. 9. Nikarbha Yoga Ruda, an impersonal yogi on the platform of perfection. 12. And Sagarbha Prapta Siddhi, one who has attained the perfectional stage by meditating on the Vishnu form. 13. Nikarbha Prapta Siddhi, one who has attained perfection by practicing impersonal meditation. Thank you,
Very
Mataji.
well. Thank you. So, Srila Prabhupada has so mercifully given the whole summary of the 13 explanations, the 13 meanings of the Atmaram verse that the Lord has explained till now. And Ahaituki is always applicable to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Urukrama. In this way, the Lord has explained 13 meanings till now. So anybody would like to add anything up till now, what we have discussed? We'll give chance to Shameshwari Lila Mataji. She could not read. So Mataji would like to read. Only 2 lines are here. The next shloka. Shameshwari Mataji. Are you able to see? Yes, Mataji.
ए सब संत या बे भजे भगवान संत भक्त करी तबे कही तारा नाम Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. These 13 types of yogis and munis are called Santa Bhaktas, for they render transcendental loving service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead in the neutral stage.
Yes.
Thank you, Mataji.
Haribol. Thank you. So this says the different kinds of Atmaramas, and 13 different meanings have been given till now, and the Lord will further explain. And totally there are 61 meanings that the Lord gives of this one verse. So it is amazing how the Lord gives so much varieties of explanation of this single verse, and it is very, very important shlok. Also, the Lord explained this meaning, this Atmaram verse, to Srila Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. And this is the verse which transformed the heart of a great logician and a great impersonalist, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, into a great devotee and dear associate of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So very, very important shloka for all of us. And anybody would like to add anything? Yes, Lalita Vinodini Mataji. You would like to add anything, comment, any question?
We'll continue with the verse, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Okay, you want to read last verse, 165?
Yeah. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Atma Shabde Man Kaha Mani Rame Sadhu Sange Seha Bhaje Sri Krishna Charane. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The word Atma sometimes means the mind. In this case, the word Atma Rama means a person who is satisfied by mental speculation. When such a person associates with a pure devotee, he takes to devotional service at the lotus feet of Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Jai. Thank you, Mataji. So nice. Atma also means mind. And Atma Rama means one who is satisfied by mental speculation. Even such a person, if he associates with a pure devotee, he takes to pure devotional service at the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. So we are also fortunate to be in the association of each other and take our association in the direction towards the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. So let us utilize this good fortune of being together and discussing Gaur Katha, Hari Katha by Srila Prabhupada's mercy. Thank you all very much for your very valuable association. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
The text 164. I have
Yes,
to ask you something. 164.
Sure.
What do they mean by neutral stage?
Yeah, this is the
Translation?
Shanta stage. Just like we have
Yeah,
five,
understood.
five rasas, no?
Yeah,
So the
Shanta
first
Rasa.
one is Shanta Rasa.
Yes,
So
I felt it, but I want to clear my doubt.
Yes, Madhuri, thank you. Shanta Rasa. That there are rasas at each stage. So even Shanta Rasa is complete in itself. So those who are in that rasa, they are satisfied with that rasa, with the Supreme Lord. That is
Okay.
Shanta rasa. Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Mataji.
For example, do you have you know any example of Shanta rasa? Neutral. Anybody knows?
Trees.
Trees of Vrindavana, Mother.
Yes, trees of Vrindavan, the river,
Rivers,
flowing
yeah.
rivers, then even the flowers, even
All the
the
jewelry of Krishna.
all the jewelry. So all of them give pleasure to Krishna, and they are all personalities in the spiritual world. So they all serve the Lord in the mood of Shanta rasa, neutral stage. And that is also satisfying them totally in itself. So one should not feel that because it is the first rasa, and then second is dasya rasa, then sakhya, then vatsalya, then madhurya. So all of them are higher and this is lower. No, each rasa is complete and perfect in itself. So those who
Mataji,
are
what
in
about
Shanta rasa.
animals? What about animals?
Yeah, animals also.
They also, right?
Yes, they also. Very good. Hare Krishna. Thank you all very much for your wonderful association. And we'll
Thank you,
continue
Mataji.
next week. Hare Krishna. All
Hare
glory to
Krishna.
Srila Prabhupada. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Pad ki jai. Srila
Jai.
Prabhupada ki jai. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyascha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnava ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gurudev ki jai. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare.
Hari Bol. Thank
Thank you,
you.
Mataji.
Thank you,
Hare
Mata.